Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live stream. My name is Vikas, and I want to welcome everybody to this amazing session of website as a service and how you can build a WaaS, which is a perfect way to scale your agency or your WordPress business. So I will wait for another 2 to 3 minutes for everybody to join or everybody to tune in. Maybe if you are live, you can start commenting and let us know if you can see me, hear me properly. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody tuning in. Oh, so we have our first few comments from Seki. Thanks for confirming that sound and video is working well. 5 by 5, not sure what you mean, but I assume that it's working really well. Josh, welcome. Thank you, people from Facebook. I can't see actually your names. Rupesh, thanks for joining in. So let's get started. So it's 9:02 here in India, and the objective of today's presentation is to make sure that you understand what we are doing with WaaS. WaaS is something which what we call is a website as a service, and since we have launched it, this concept has been picked up. It's not that this is something new to us or something we have pioneered, but we are seeing a lot of interest from a lot of agencies and people around the world with uh, how they are setting up WaaS. So in this video, my aim and my goal for you to understand how to actually build a WaaS and how to build it effectively, and what are the options which we have, what are the different integrations which we have with WaaS on InstaWP. Again, thanks for tuning in. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody all over the world. Nadeem, thanks for joining in. Lawrence, Diana. So I'm going to now share my screen, and I might not see your comments unless I switch tabs. So bear with me for that. I'm going to start my presentation right away. Hey, Christian. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Everybody is able to see my screen. Let me, yeah, I guess you are. So let's get started. Again, thanks for tuning in. Let's just jump right into it. So website as a service, which we call as WaaS, is something which we will cover this in this presentation. First of all, let's understand what is WaaS. WaaS is website as a service or WordPress as a service. You can call it however you want it. It means that it automates deployment of pre-built environments using self-serve checkout. So a lot of keywords there, and it will become clear as we move ahead with the presentation today. So there has been a reseller kind of environment all for ages, right? But to deploy a pre-built environment using automated techniques which people can actually self-serve is something new to WaaS. The end users or your customers or your potential customers are going to get hosted environments which they can start using almost immediately. So if you're targeting, let's say, yoga studio or any other use case which you're targeting, the end users will get a nice, ready to use website right away. Let's look at some of the use cases of WaaS. With WaaS, you can build and scale your own SaaS. So something like a Shopify or Wix or any other SaaS platform there is. You can build a similar platform, and every agency can be a Shopify. Scale your agency by productizing services. So, most of you know that scaling a service business is difficult, right? And with WaaS, you can easily do that because you are now productizing your services. Again, you can automate website deployment and also maintenance, not just deployment. So this is also going to be a huge use case. Vertical based quick website services. So if you're targeting specific sections or verticals of businesses, for example, yoga studio, salon, non-profits, lawyers, and there can be n number of such verticals. Um, if you are closer to these websites or business owners, it's better to go and target these people and just give them a link so that they can get started quickly. You can also run AdWords and then redirect people to your WaaS. So end to end, you actually are scaling your recurring revenue very easily. Then we have self-serve website creations. So if you want to provide a way for people to actually automatically create a website using self-serve techniques, so this is also another use case. Lastly, it can become a foot in the door service. For example, you just sell a very cheap website, let's say for a 99 or a 49 bucks, and then you sell a larger service contract, maybe a customizable website service later on, right? So it becomes your trial in a way. So I hope the use cases are clear. Let me go back. All right. So this is the structure of WaaS on InstaWP. WaaS comprises of four main components. First is the hosting account. So you need to connect your hosting account. You need to bring in a template. You can build template on InstaWP itself. So you can either start from scratch or use something ready-made from our store. Optionally, you can use our payments. You don't need to use our payments, and we will see that in a moment. And we have a Connect plugin, which is a WordPress plugin, which helps you to actually manage these WaaS websites after they've created. So if you want to log into a customer website, if you want to manage it, if you want to update plugins, if you want to do bulk management, all of these are possible via the Connect plugin. All right. So what are the benefits of using WaaS with InstaWP? First, step-by-step checkout process. Very easy, and we will see that in a moment. I'm sorry, I'm taking a bit longer, but we will jump right into the demo. Just give me, I think this is the last slide. Yep. Now, second, there's a self-service portal. Once the user checks out, so the user can themselves map, or the customer, not user. So the customer who has already checked out, they can map custom domain. They can cancel the subscription if they want to. They can upgrade. They can upsell. You can upsell to them with more services. All of these are coming soon. Some of these are also available right now. You can use your own suffix domain. You can white label it. You can use your own hosting, our hosting service. So we provide a hosting service named as InstaWP Live, which we will see in a moment. Or you can bring your own. So we support a number of hosting companies. Provide a trial. So you can actually provide a demo site before they decide to actually go live with WaaS. Bulk update customer websites. So you can, as I said, using the Connect plugin, you can remotely post purchase. You can update their websites with so many use cases. You can use your own branding. We provide free SSL, free subdomain, everything inbuilt, all in one package, and you don't need to use any other third-party software. You can, however, use a third-party payments, as I said earlier. So let's just jump right into the demo and see how we can build a WaaS step by step. In this demo, we will see, first of all, let's do a quick checkout and see how the end user will see and feel the website. And then we'll set up a site, template, we'll monetize it, we'll connect a hosting account, we'll build the WaaS. It seems like a lot of steps, but believe me, once you understand, it becomes easier and easier. And this is just a one-time process. And we'll see how to manage your subscriptions, customers, how to and use the end user self-service portal, how to do customer sites management. I think subscription management and customer sites management are one and the same. I've written it twice, so you can ignore that. And at the end, we will see how you can actually monitor and track billing for your WaaS sites. All right, so let me go into InstaWP console. I'm going to switch a little bit into the StreamYard again and see if everything is okay. All right. So, with the interest of time, I have set up some websites prior to the demo. So, let's go ahead and look at what are these websites. So, I've set up 4 different websites. And in order to set these up, as I said earlier, you can either start from scratch. So, click on Add New from scratch, or you can go to the store and choose a template which you really like. So this can become a starting point. You don't necessarily need to do that. Excuse me. But this, as I said, this becomes a very quick starting point, and that's how I've started. So let's look at some of these websites, how they look like. We close some of the tabs. So this is the yoga instructor website. Let's see another one. This is the pet grooming website. And these are just normal InstaWP site. And if you are, I'm assuming you are an InstaWP user, you might already know all these. And it's a good idea to reserve all these sites so they don't automatically expire. So you can do that for all the websites. Once you have created your websites under the Sites tab, you can click on the Save Template button and enter a template name and a description, and choose the template type as shared. And if your plan allows it, you can mark the instant template as on. We will see that in a moment how that affects, but generally for WaaS, you don't need this option, right? This is only required when you are offering demo sites. So once you have entered all these, click on Save. I'm going to click on Cancel and go to the Templates tab and look at all the templates I have already built in. So let's go to the Share tab. Here you will see that all the 4 templates are associated with their parent sites. So a template in InstaWP context is a point-in-time blueprint or a backup of your parent site. So now any changes you make to the parent site will not affect the template. The template is essentially a file and database backup of the parent site. Once you have created these templates, there are 2 more steps you need to do. First is go ahead and click on Edit. Go to the Gallery option and upload a thumbnail of the website. Right? This will help in actually showing up this thumbnail and into the WaaS. And we will see that in a moment how actually that works. Soon enough, we will have a quick feature which can actually fetch the homepage element without you uploading anything. But for now, manually upload a thumbnail of the website, and do that for all the templates you want to build WaaS for. Second step is click on the dollar icon and then click on Monetize. This is an important step. Few users before have asked me that why do you actually need it? So any template which you have not marked as monetized technically are not eligible to be a WaaS template. They are not a candidate for becoming a WaaS template. That means that if you are, so when you mark something as monetized, that means you are ready to sell that template. But you can keep it as free, or you can mark it as paid. So this is where the value is shown. If you want to sell a WaaS where you want user to pay for the template separately, let's say $100 for the template and then $20 every month for the hosting, right? So you can do that with the monetize option. But for this example, I'm just going to keep it for free. So do that for all the templates you want to build WaaS on. So now we have completed 2 main steps. First is the sites building, and second is this templates building. So I hope there are no more questions so far. I'm going to switch back to StreamYard and see if everything is working. All right, all good. So let's move to the next step, which is the hosting tab. In the hosting tab, you, as I said earlier, you can either use our hosting, which is InstaWP Live, or you can bring in your own. So let's click on Connect Hosting and see some of the options which we have. The first option is InstaWP Live, which is powered by WP Cloud. WP Cloud is an enterprise grade managed WordPress hosting, which is offered by the parent company of WordPress.com. And what we have found is the hosting services are really good, and so hence we have white labeled them. There are various plans which we offer. We will see the pricing in a moment, and I will upload the pricing on our website very soon. If you want to use your own, we have option like Run Cloud. So Pressable is right now not working, so but it will work very soon. While Cloud, which is multi-tenancy solution, and Server Avatar. So Server Avatar and Run Cloud are two panels. So if you have worked with panels before, you might understand what is Run Cloud and Server Avatar. The beauty of that, these solutions can provide a way to connect any server in the world. So you can buy a server from DigitalOcean, you can buy a server from Heshner, you can buy a server from any cloud provider, and you can connect them to these services, and you don't pay per server cost or per website cost. So it becomes really affordable when you're offering via Run Cloud and Server Avatar. So let's close this. As you might notice, I have already connected two of such provider. First is the InstaWP Live, and second is Run Cloud. To connect these, let me just go back to the connect hosting. So if you want to connect InstaWP Live, you just need to click on WP Cloud and enter an alias. It can be anything. It's just a string. Click on connect and you are done. All the billing will be done by us. There is no portal for WP Cloud, right? So everything is white labeled by us. If you want to connect Run Cloud, click on Run Cloud, enter an alias, and then copy paste the API key and secret key from your Run Cloud panel. So we can actually see that here. If you go to Run Cloud and go to settings, go to API key, and here copy the API key, API secret. Make sure this toggle is on, otherwise it will not work. So documentation for all of these is now available on our documentation website. Once you have done that, click on test and then click on connect. It is also important to notice that all your secret key and API keys are stored as encrypted string, so we don't know what it is. Only when you use these services, this will work. Otherwise, nobody will ever know what these are, and it's impossible to take advantage of. So, all right. So when you connect these services, you can actually hit two targets with the same stone. So you can actually see all your websites from here. You don't need to actually log into Run Cloud anymore. So if you click on RC Demo 2, this is where we are going to show our demo today. All right. So now the third step is complete. We have connected our hosting account. Now the last step is to actually build the WaaS. So before we build a WaaS, let's see some of the WaaS which we have already built and see how they look like. So first, let's try the multiple choice one. I'm clicking on the multiple choice WaaS. Going back to StreamYard real quick. Yes, so Diana has asked, is it possible to create templates? Yes, it is possible to create templates with any theme of your choice. As I've said earlier, all you need to do is go to the Sites tab, click on Add New, create a new site. The site will be from scratch, so that means it will not have anything. And then just you upload your theme, your plugin, your content, your configuration, make it the best website ever you have built, right? And then save that as a template. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm going back to the WaaS checkout, which we have already configured prior to this demo. And I have provided 4 template options here. So this is what your end users or end customers will see when they are using the WaaS. All you need to do is just share this link with them. As easy as that, right? And they can choose, okay, let's say I want a pet template. Okay, let's continue. Now, these are the hosting plans which I have configured as an agency. You can configure any kind of hosting plans and connect it to any hosting company, right? So it doesn't really matter what kind of plans you have created. You are basically reselling your Run Cloud or Insta Live, whatever it is, with your own plans, right? So as you might have noticed, I have created 2 plans, one for one for free, so it doesn't really show the pricing. So that I've created it for free because we wanted to try it in this demo. But the other one is a paid plan. So let's select the free plan so that it doesn't ask me for a credit card. Also, point to notice, if you want to use a third-party integration such as WooCommerce or SureCart or whatever, you will keep this for free. You will not show the pricing. Instead, you will show the pricing on your own website. We will not cover very deep because of the time constraint on how to do it with WooCommerce. Maybe we can schedule a follow-up. So let's continue. The user will enter their details. So I'm going to enter my name and email. Next, the last screen will ask for a confirmation that this is what you're going to do. The template cost is free. The plan is free. There is no pricing to be paid right now. So let's go and click on proceed. And this is where the magic will happen. And for this example, I have connected InstaWP Live. I will show that in a moment. So right now, this is something which is very unique to InstaWP. What we are doing is, what the template you have built, let's say the dog template or any template, like Diana asked, you can build any kind of template. And now we are pushing it to a hosting company, which is in this case InstaWP Live. So there are two steps to that. First, we create a website on the hosting platform, and second, we actually push the template to the hosting side. It takes a bit of time. We are trying to speed it up as we go, but within, I will say, 60 seconds, the site gets prepared and launched, and then shows up to the user. And this actually, the beauty of this is this works with any template, any hosting company which we support, any hosting plan. So the WaaS process itself abstract all the complexity of, if you remember, automated deployment of pre-configured websites. So this is what is happening right now. All right. So our new WordPress site is ready. This is where the user will see a URL, a username and password. I know the URL, username, password are not very human friendly, and we are working on that. But as I've told you earlier, we automatically give you a free subdomain. So generally in these softwares or in these tools, you might have noticed that user will need to connect their domain upfront. We don't want that. We want them to connect the domain at a later point, right? Once they have a free subdomain. So that reduces the friction, right? Soon we are going to provide you a step where the user can choose this name for themselves, right? So username and password. Using our Connect plugin, which we automatically install into the hosted site, you can actually magic log into the website, right? The customer can automatically log into the website. This would have been otherwise not possible. Let's go ahead and click on the website. And this is actually a full pet grooming website, which the user have now received. Now let's go back. Click on manage site. So this is the early preview of the end user portal. This is something the user will see. They will not see the top navigation bar, obviously, because you're logged in. They will see just this purchase receipt kind of format right now. And we are redesigning this to look at more like a portal, which is branded to your taste. Right now, you will see all the details. The user will see all the details. And they can do two main things right now. One is map domain. So they can click on it, enter a domain, map a domain. As easy as that. And they can cancel the plan. So they can just, so we are trying to make this more user friendly and add a little bit of little bit of friction so that they can give you why they are canceling. And so it's classic churn prevention, right? And they can also contact support, and you can configure this link during the WaaS build process. So let's go ahead and try to map a domain. Let's see if that works. So I'm going to go to my Namecheap account, and I'm assuming the user will have a domain by this time. If they don't, soon enough, we will provide a domain purchase service as well. So I'm going to create two AA records. This becomes a little bit technical. We have some plans to solve this. First is either we can provide a service to buy domain, Or second is we are coming out with an integration which will help user map this domain with one click instead of copying pasting all these things. Now the last step will be to copy the domain name, enter here, and click on map domain. As you might know that most of the domain services take a little bit of time to actually propagate the domain. So it might be possible that this doesn't work, but it may work after 15 minutes or so. And we automatically provision the SSL for that domain too. All right, looks like the map domain is now working. So let's click on it. Let's see if we can resolve it. Boom. So, so gods are happy with us today. So we are now in the last step where we will actually see how to build the WaaS, which we have just demoed to you. Before we move to that step, let's look at a couple of questions which we might have gotten in this. All right. So I guess there are a lot of questions which are coming up. It's better, I think, to handle them at the end. Otherwise, the flow will be broken. I'm so sorry, guys. All right. So let's go to the WaaS tab and let's actually build one WaaS. So click on Add New and give a WaaS name. So let's say 15 December WaaS demo. You can enter any name as you wish. The slug of your WaaS will be decided on the name. You can choose the templates you want to actually provision or provide to the user. You can choose to have just one template. That's also fine, but you need to have at least one. Click on Next. There are some options which are very, very interesting, and this will help you create different kind of WASs. So first is skip demo site creation. If you want to provide a demo site, and excuse me, we will see a demo of that demo site in a moment. But right now you can keep it as default. So what it will do is it will not create a demo site. It will skip and it will directly host it on your hosting service. All right. If you switch it off, then this becomes active, and we will talk about that in a moment. So let's just keep it on. Second is if you have only one template, if you have only one hosting plan, then the user will not see those steps, right? And we will see that in a moment as well. You can also change language of the front end or the self-service checkout, and we are coming up with more languages. So let's click on Next. Here, this is the most interesting part. This is where you actually create a plan which is suitable for your user, right? So let's create a plan. Let's say a personal plan, and you can mark the plan as free or paid. Under the paid, you have monthly and yearly options, and then you can name the price however you want. As I said, the hosting plans are for your customers, not for you. Now you can also, if you are marking the plan as paid, you can waive off the template price if the template was paid, for example. So you can waive it off. So these are the options which are already available. So let's just keep it for free for now. There is one more interesting option which we have recently introduced, is the user role. For example, if you want the users to land on an editor role, right, or a custom role which you have already created inside your template, so you can give that editor role or any other role. For example, if you want to give them limited access, you don't want to give them plugin access, theme access, or whatever access, right? So my recommendation for you would be to install a user role management plugin into your parent site, configure the site in a way that your custom role, for example, the role is, let's say, WaaS user, will only get limited permission, and then when they get a site, they get that role automatically logged in. So let's just keep it as editor for now. And you can, for this example, why not just click on Run Cloud and choose a server. So Run Cloud is based on servers. You need to connect the server to Run Cloud. So you might already know that. All right, so we have linked with our Run Cloud hosting company. If you have selected one server, you can select multiple servers. This is also the beauty of our WaaS, that you can select multiple servers and it will go in round robin fashion and create one website in each of these servers every time, right? And then you can click on a subdomain. So right now we support instawp.app, But if you have the white label add-on, you can use your own white label domain, and that option will show up once you've configured it. Obviously, that is out of scope for this presentation. You can go to our docs and just type white label, and you will see that it's a $20 add-on on top of your existing plan. Now you can configure a feature list. So you can say this is good for starter websites, and you can type features. So feature 1, feature 2, whatever you're offering, right, inside your hosting plan. Click on next. This is also interesting. You can brand your complete page. So let's choose a logo. I've already found a logo prior to the demo. You can change the primary color, secondary colors. You can also change the background color. So let's also do that. Maybe go for a light green shade. Okay, as I've said, you can configure custom support link. We also send a purchase receipt email to the end user, and you can customize that email. Click on next. This is the confirmation screen. Click on finish. And we are done. So our new WaaS will show up here. All you need to do is click on the preview icon, and it will show up in the new screen. And this is a complete branded page, as you might notice. You might also notice that the screen to choose template and hosting plan has skipped because of the option which we have chosen earlier. So let's go to the option again, switch it off, click on next, 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 and finish. And let's just reopen this. All right, so now I can choose a template. So there is only just one template. That's why that option makes sense, right? Click on continue. This is the plan which we created. Click on continue. This is the where user will enter the information. Click on continue. Proceed. So which we have seen earlier, but we can see it again actually. And this time, remember, we are creating this in Run Cloud instead of InstaWP Live. So this is something also very interesting. Now I think we are coming up with the last part where I want to show you a demo where we are offering a trial site to the user before they go live. Before I do that, let's try to look at some of the questions. All right, so let me go up a little bit. I think, yeah. So Rupesh, yeah. So I guess the question from Rupesh is: all InstaWP themes are based on block theme concept. Not necessarily. You can use any kind of page builder which you like. There is a gray area where you might ask me a question that what kind of licensing should I talk about with my let's say page builder or any other plugin theme company. So I will say in this that you should try for a developer license. So because you are actually building sites at scale, you have been always building websites. So licensing shouldn't be a problem for your license provider or a plugin provider. All you need to do is make sure that they understand the concept, that you are building more websites than you are usually do. I think they will be actually happy about it. So hope that helps. But you can use any theme, any page builder, it may be a block, non-block, anything's fine. Is this webinar recorded? Yes, it is. So there is one more question from Rupesh. Can we use custom plugin as pre-package? As I've said earlier, in your parent site, you can install anything, right? So it can be a custom plugin, custom theme. You can actually customize the whole WordPress, right? Doesn't really matter as long as the site is working. So I hope that makes sense. Mapping better option. Ideally, can we add name server record so that the site can match any DNS server? I'm not sure whether I understand the question, but the white label option which I have said earlier uses the name server record. So you don't need to actually create a new domain every time. We will automatically create a subdomain on the main suffix automatically. How can I get these WaaS purchase processing to work on my website without my clients interfacing with InstaWP? This is something I will cover in a moment, Raymond. So give me a moment. I will cover this. Um, so is Cloudways or WP Engine on the roadmap? Cloudways is on the roadmap, which we will see in a moment. WP Engine, their APIs are not that clear right now to us. We are working with them actually. There is a dialogue already. All right. Before I handle more questions, let's go back to the WaaS and then let's just finish the presentation. And this website is also ready. This is now hosted on RunCloud. And to show that is actually hosted on RunCloud, not that you doubt my intentions, let's go to the RC demo into RunCloud panel, and you will see under web applications that this website is now actually on RunCloud. And all the options, if you remember, manage site, magic login. There is one more thing which I have forgotten to show, that every time there is a website which is getting built, you can actually go to the connects tab and all these websites will start to show up. And then you can do remote management using this. So for example, the latest website which we built, it shows up here. If I click on it, you will see a bunch of options, which happens via the Connect plugin, which we pre-install, right? So ignore these for now. This is just a placeholder, but these are real data. So if you click on plugins, you will see the plugins already installed on this website. Soon you will have option to update a plugin and then do bulk operations as well. You can see all the themes. You can create a staging website from this website. So this is also offered by the Connect plugin. Everything which is offered by Connect plugin is now available under WaaS. How cool is that, right? All right. So now let's go back to WaaS and let's see the last bit, which is the demo bit. So how can we create a demo based WaaS? So the only option which you need to enable, if I click on edit, go to the options tab and switch this off. So once this is off, right? Once this is off, you can configure if you want to collect payment in the beginning or if you want to collect payment after they have clicked on go live, which we'll see in a moment. So let's just close this, and with demo it will become more clear. So at this point, we are just letting the user create a demo site. So let me just do that. And right away, if you notice, there is no confirmation step. Right away, there is a new website created. And you might also notice that this is on our servers, on the staging servers, which we offer, right? So let's quickly go ahead and see this, right? As expected, this is the dog website. If I click on magic login, it takes me to the demo website, right? This is a demo website. If you see this notice, this says it is a demo website. Once you are ready to publish, click on go live. So let's do that. Now inside this website, you might see one really cool element, which is the go live button, right? So let's say the user made some changes, right? So let's say I'm adding hello WaaS and updating this. All right. So I can make any changes, right? As a user, I can make any kind of changes. And now I'm ready to go live. So I'm going live. Okay. So this is the confirmation step. You are going live with pet WaaS template. Click on proceed. Right now, the the hosting plan is free. Otherwise, we would have asked payment from the user. And as I've told earlier, you can collect the payment before they have created demo site or after they have created demo site. Ideally, obviously, you will ask them the payment after they've clicked on go live, not before, right? So yeah, so this will actually move the entire demo site into a hosted platform, including their changes which they have made. So while this is brewing, let's go to the next step. I think we have covered checkout, we have covered setup, we have seen. Now let's see how to actually manage. We have seen end user portal. Only two components are remaining in my demo, which is the customer site management and billing. So we have seen one component of that already, which is the connect thing. But if you want to see how many people are using your hosted checkouts, click on this statistics icon, and it will show up all the users who have used your service to build a site, right? At a click of a button, you can log into their websites if you want to perform some changes or something. If you want to see their end user portal, log in as the customer, you can click on the manage site option. If you want to let them go, let the subscription stop, just click on delete and then just delete. It will automatically create delete their subscription, delete the site on server avatar, run cloud or any hosting service. Basically, do all the cleanup for you, right? Complete end-to-end management. All these options are available when you go to the subscription tab. Under the WaaS subscription, you can see how many WASs you have created. WASs may not be the right grammar for that, but you can see under which WAS, how many total sites are there, and what is the usage so far. And we charge you $1 per site created through us every month. And I will cover the price in a moment. So almost everything is covered under the demo. I'm going back to the presentation and I'm going to finish this so that we can take up more questions. All right. And as I've said earlier, you can configure the post purchase email, and this is completely customizable and also branded. If you put a logo, we'll use the same logo into the email. Supported providers, I think we have already talked about this, so I can skip it really quickly. So native support from InstaWP Live, no setup required, no server required. One thing which I did not cover is that we will provide end user customer support. So you don't need to support them, and we will do the support for you. And the price is already included into the price. Panels, server avatar, run cloud is already supported. These are not panels, but other companies like Rocket.net and Pressable is coming soon. Multi-tenancy, you can use Whilecloud as one of our supported provider. They have their own hosting service. There are a different kind of steps which you need to take. If you need specific video on how to configure that, you can ask our support, and it is also added to our documentation. White label, we have talked about this a little bit. You can use your own custom suffix domains. The whole checkout URL can also be white label. That is coming soon as well. Branded checkouts are already available. You can put your logo, colors, everything. Payment gateways. So you can use our payment gateway. We actually didn't see that. Let's just go back and see that real quickly. I think we have a hosting plan with a paid. So how that actually looks like will give you an idea of how integrated payments are. And I will cover the question from Raymond as well. So if you choose a template, choose a plan. So this is a paid plan, remember? And now the user will have to enter a credit card. Okay. So this is where I hope I'm not going too fast. I'm covering a lot of things. So I hope that's fine. So you can use our integrated payments. 10% commission will be charged by us. 90% will be given to you automatically at the end of the month. There is no manual processing. It's powered by Stripe Connect. Third party, SureCart is already available. There is no documentation on the website. We are going to write one soon. It's a plugin which you need to install in a WordPress site, and it will connect SureCart with InstaWP. WooCommerce is also coming soon. So Raymond, you can use your own payment gateway with WooCommerce and use our webhook. So I will show webhook in a moment. So at the last point is also that. So webhook is already supported. The webhook is actually really simple. When you call our webhook, you can go to the WaaS page and find the webhook here. So any WaaS, click on these three dotted icons. There is a webhook option. There is a generate link option. If you click on generate link, it will create a link which is specific or one-time use only. So if I paste it here, you will see that there is a new unique ID which is added here, right? So user can use the checkout only once. So you don't need to actually expose the entire thing. All right. Second thing is the webhook. If you click on webhook, and there is a docs for that, if you call this webhook via anything, Zapier, even WooCommerce supports webhook. the user gets an email that this is your checkout link, and they can just go through that checkout, right? So right now, automatically provisioning of the entire thing is not yet supported, but we are going to create an API which will help you not even allow user to go to the checkout, right? Complete end-to-end white labeling. So it will actually provision a site on Run Cloud and give that URL to you back to you, right? So that is something we are working on. It will take 2 to 3 weeks for that. But for now, you can use the webhook mechanism to provision one-time use WAS links. Let's go back to the presentation. Pricing. So this is something very interesting. A lot of people have asked us. So there are three pricing, which is very, very simple. First is WaaS. Uh, $1 per site per month created by us. Doesn't matter which hosting provider you are using. But if you use the InstaWP Live platform, you don't need to pay $1. That is free. Native hosting, if you use our hosting, which is InstaWP Live, that is optional. You pay as low as $11 per month for a enterprise grade managed WordPress hosting. You can use our payments to do the payments. Otherwise, you can do the WooCommerce payments or any other checkouts, and then use the webhook to connect between the two. This is the InstaWP Live pricing. Complete pricing is not finalized yet, but the pricing is based on bulk discounts. So for two CPUs for 25 GB, this is the first column or second column rather. For one site, it will cost you $20. For two and more, up to 10, it will cost you $16 per site. And for $100 and above, it will cost you $11 per site. We do have more plans for 4 CPUs, 6 CPU, 8 CPUs. Once the prices for this is finalized, it will have a special page on our website, and this will happen, I think, before next week or end of next week. So this is the live pricing. What is live? InstaWP Live. You can use it with WaaS, you can use it without WaaS. So it's a general hosting service which we are offering, powered by WP.cloud. The features are it's read-only managed WordPress core. So we will force you to upgrade to latest WordPress version, or we will automatically upgrade it. We support last 3 versions. Built-in CDN, so you don't need to actually use Cloudflare. The CDN is really good. There are 50 POPs around the world. Daily file backup, hourly database backup, which is really good. DDoS protection is already built in. WAF Fire is built in. Developer tools like SSH, SFTP, WPCLI, Git is pre-provisioned into this. So it's something similar to what services like WP Engine, Kinsta are providing. This is not a shared hosting. This is an enterprise grade hosting. All right. So the roadmap is, this is the last slide, and after that we'll take some of your questions. Excuse me. So roadmap, we will provide you better bulk management of customer websites. You can sync template. This is going to be very, very interesting. That if you change a template, let's say you updated some plugin or some code, can you push that to customer websites? That answer is yes, you can do that. Self-service portal. So portal will become more portally. It will look like something which you really want to sell. Support for more hosting providers, as we have talked about. Better customer management options, so that you can manage your customers in a much cleaner way. More WAS checkout layouts. So right now we have like step-by-step, top to bottom checkouts. There will be more such different layouts. And integrations with WooCommerce, Lemon Squeezy, EDD. Actually, we can build all of these integration, each of these integration in 1 day or 2, and you will see that in future, right? Because our webhook is out already. So using webhooks, we can build the integrations very, very easily. All right. So let's switch off the screen sharing part, and let's start to tackle some of the questions. So Seki has asked, what will I love is the ability to spin up additional servers under a load balancer. Bit outside the scope of this, but I'd love to see that on the roadmap. Okay, that's fair. We'll try to see how we can enable that. Um, So can we use a hosting service with cPanel to host our? So cPanel integration is coming soon. So that is something we are working on. I think you have touched on this, but will we be soon able to white label the whole flow? Yeah, so some part of this is already white labeled, and embedding is white labeled. So you can use the WaaS URL, right, and then use iframe to embed it. So that is already there. You don't need to use anything right now. So that is already available. Is a customer preview a template before confirming a purchase? As we can, yeah. So I think I've covered that. So you can offer demos. Can you do another session sometime soon with GitHub deployment? Yes. Thank you for that suggestion. Really big thumbs up. We'll do the next webinar on exactly this. How many MB/GB can the template with all plugins, demo, data be all together? This is a good question. Generally, I will suggest to keep it minimal, less than 500 MB or 400 MB, because we actually push that template to the hosting server, right? So you should keep that in mind that it may take time, so the end user might experience like a delay. Right now, for less than 200 sites, it takes about 200 MB website, it takes about 60 seconds. If it is like more than 500 MB, maybe a 1 GB, it will take about 1 to 2 3 minutes. So if you communicate that clearly to your user, we have no limits on our side, but generally keep it less than 500 MB, maximum 1 GB. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate it. Can't wait to see how you build or what you build on this. How does the WAS webhook URL work? As I've showed you, that works by just calling it simply, and I will update the documentation on that. And I will give you the Postman collection for that as well, so that you can try it yourself. Yes, so Shorecard documentation will be updated soon, and it will contain the link to the Shorecard plugin. This is credible. Oh, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Lawrence has been a long-time user of InstaWP. Thank you for the question. Hi, I haven't been following InstaWP closely. I should have. Yes, Lawrence, you should. So, still associated your brand with instant testing feature, which is awesome, but it looks like you offer much more. Yeah, so this is something which we haven't been able to do very efficiently. We have developed a lot of features, and webinars are some of the things which we are starting to do. You mentioned supporting WP Cloud. Is it possible to just host? Yes. Yeah. So without the WAS, you can use it. You can just click on a site. There is an option called Migrate V3. Under the Migrate V3, choose InstaWP Live and just go live with that. So you can just click and go live. And you can actually create a new site also without actually migrating anything. Can the customer change the template after creation, similar to WordPress theme? Yes, they can. So depends, right? If you provide them administrative privileges to the website, they can do whatever they want. The worst URL iframe works, but still shows error on page load. I will check that out, Raymond. I think you are doing it on live, so we will check that out and we'll get back to you. So, Janak, if you're watching this, please take a note of that. GridPen is on our roadmap. Definitely, it is. We are just waiting for an API. If you have a GridPen account with API enabled, please reach out to me personally at vikas at instawp.com, and we will do GridPen in 2 weeks. Do you have an article on how to get started about with a vast business? We have an article on our documentation. Not very. This webinar serves as a purpose of how to start with that. But I think you are asking towards more like a business question rather than a technical question. So maybe we can work on an article for that. So Shivanshi, please take a note of that. Kevin, I think this is the last question for now. I know you have showed us how client interfere on the WAS. I will review that webinar later. One last thing, how my customer will see our template from our website beside the InstaWP dashboard. So the customers will not have access to InstaWP dashboard. They will only have access to the end user portal, right? That the simple purchase receipt thing, which will become more, right? So they will never have access to your template. They will never have access to your InstaWP dashboard. I don't know if you want to give them access, but what is the reason for that is something I'm thinking. All right. So I guess that was an awesome Um, that was an awesome presentation, at least from my perspective. And I love the questions, and I love that people actually joined in to understand. We have a lot of agencies who are building WAS, and they are getting great success. Some of these, I don't know if I can name them, but one of these is Funnel Forms. They have completely automated deployment of their WordPress plugin. So Pascal is a really good friend, and they are doing it. And I will also post more case studies uh, and more details about this very, very soon. So I hope you really enjoyed the presentation, and this will be recorded, so you can refer back to it whenever you are configuring a WAS. But feel free to reach out to us on any channels, live support, Facebook, directly to me at vikas@instawp.com, or our support email is support@instawp.io. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You have been an amazing audience. Bye bye.